Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here and celebrate our faith in freedom, and the opportunity to tell you a little bit of my story, why I'm running, and my commitment to you should I find myself in Congress. So my journey to public service began by what my parents taught me at a very early age. They were both school teachers, and Dad painted houses in the evenings and summers. My mom worked as a school teacher for Title I reading, but they always found time to serve. Whether that was in the National Guard, whether it was in Special Olympics, or Mom showing her passion for school-age children in Sunday school and teaching them of a life transformed by Christ. After college, I spent a year teaching on Christian mission in Vietnam, where I met my wife, Kim, and we settled in my hometown of Sioux City, and I followed in their footsteps and became an English teacher. Something was lacking, though, in my students, and that was an appreciation of the freedoms and the opportunities that they had before them and the cost of those freedoms. So I decided I'd bring in a whole host of World War II veterans to inspire them so that they could see the sacrifice that was before them. Well, that sacrifice inspired me. That sacrifice led me to enlist in the United States Army at 29 years of age. And that basic training, I went in a deeper level of my faith than I ever had, through God's Word, through an inspiring chaplain, through the prayers of my wife and my family. And at the same time, I was older. I was 29 years old among a lot of 18 and 19-year-olds. And so I shared my faith with them. I shared my counsel in times of their need. And it led me to a calling of an even higher authority. And so today, I'm a United States Army chaplain in the Iowa National Guard. So along with the privilege of bringing soldiers to God and God to soldiers, I served in the Iowa House from 2010 to 12 with 100% ranking from the American Conservative Union, and now help lead the Board of Supervisors in Woodbury County for some fiscal responsibility and good governance. And I've always supported Congressman King as a fellow conservative and thank him for his service, but I look in my county where I won with 19,000 votes, and that wasn't the case with our congressman, and saw that we won the 4th district by just 3% over the 39 counties. And so my desire is this: we absolutely have to hold the 4th district and cannot cede it if we're going to take back the House of Representatives, which is my passion. In me, you will find a constitutional conservative who will balance the budget, defend the sanctity of human life, all human life, defend our Second Amendment, lower taxes and slash burdensome regulations, reform healthcare using the free market, secure our borders, and stand for our veterans who have sacrificed so much. And you can check out Jeremy Taylor for Congress.com and sign up for more information there. Here's the reality. If we don't take back the House of Representatives from the likes of Nancy Pelosi, Ilhan Omar, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I don't believe that our children are going to recognize the country that our parents and our grandparents and our founding fathers left to us. It's absolutely important that we understand what the stakes are, because when President Trump says that we'll never be a socialist country, we have members of Congress who don't know whether to applaud or to sit and stare in silence. And our republic, with its $22 trillion national debt, cannot endure a $7.2 trillion new green disaster. And here's the other reality of this. My wife and I know what this is like and where we're headed because she lived in Vietnam. Her father fought against socialism for the South Vietnamese Army alongside America, and when the war ended in 1975, the Communist North took over, and the very first thing they did was disarm the populace. 1978, my wife's father was sent to re-education, and that's where he died in 1986. And they said you can't take his body home because he hasn't served a long enough sentence. Socialism is evil. And I, for one, will be one who stands in the gap to say this much. See, our founders knew limited government precisely because they knew the fallenness of the human heart. And my hope doesn't rest in government, but in God. But we who have been transformed by faith in Jesus Christ in our homes, families, and churches can be salt and light, change agents in our government, transforming rather than conforming to this present age and culture. And I'm committed to doing so in Congress. I believe in American exceptionalism, and I'll tell you why. Because I've seen it in the eyes of men who came out of re-education and heard the hope, that's my timer, and heard the hope of America, who listened quietly to the voice of Ronald Reagan in secret, promise the freedom that America gives. I've seen it when my wife has come here and has been astounded by the freedoms that we have to vote, to travel, and we must fight to preserve this democracy and this republic, and we know the difference, and I'll stand to do just that. So thank you very much. I appreciate your support.